We want drivers to experience a car which, and it might sound stupid or wrong, but it's easy. I want a car to be easy. I want a car to feel like you put on a glove that is made for you. And through this, be motivated to explore the limits. So I'm Jan Kalmar. We're here in the new KALMAR 9X9, heading for London, where we show the car for the first time as a full driving prototype. Often being asked what is the idea and how did the idea come of the KALMAR 9X9, and it has ties again to Goodwood Festival of Speed. 2.5 years ago, we were invited to run up the hill in what we call the 797, which is a more ordinary converted 911. And there was a lot that looked at the car and compared us to other competitors in this market, and that was in the beginning something that made me very proud. But after having heard it for enough times, it was like, no, we need to find our own way. You're never able to pass if you always walk in other people's footsteps. And that was why the 9X9 was created as extreme as it really is. Now we try to develop the brand. This may be a different approach to most others. We are proud and we promote that we are the technical nerds. Like all our cars are CFD'd. I want the cars to be drivable. They're not garage screens. So the technical solution, the nerdiness, is really what comes higher than volume and let's say image. It is well-engineered cars that is the most important thing. And do I consider KALMAR Automotive to be a restomod? No. I think I love restomods, but restomod is something one person does in his own garage. And what we do, I honestly believe, is much more than this. Like I say, CFD simulation. I think we drove this car 10,000 kilometers in a full-size simulator before we started building the car. And to me, it's more than restomod, but it doesn't mean that restomod is bad. It's just something different we do. Thought process behind creating a tribute to one of the greatest road-going sports cars in the history was clear. That car was so ahead of its time that it is difficult to beat. But I have this deep desire of making difficult challenges. And this was a difficult challenge. Not copying, but a homage to something created almost 40 years ago, where some of the things today are still modern. And how difficult is it to build a car like this? Well, sometimes you feel it's like rolling a ball uphill, and you so hope that you soon reach the top. It has been difficult. There's been many downs, but for me to sit here, drive on a French highway, putting cruise control on, doing 130 kilometers an hour, is erasing a lot of the downs and creating a big up. So yes, it's been difficult, but worth the fight and worth the struggle. We have 3 models. This is the turbo that I am driving now. It's doing 930 horsepower and 1,040 Newton. It weighs just around 1,400 kilo wet, and is producing at peak more than 1,000 kilo of downforce. And when you add all of this together, then you should expect to see acceleration times in about 2 seconds to 100, or 5-6 seconds to 200. The most important aspect that we had to nail, and that was very difficult to nail, was a car that you want to drive, not that you feel you have to drive. These cars are not cheap, and a lot of them are used as garage screens or trophies. And I really want the customers to buy this car and to drive this car. And that was and is the most important aspect in this car. In the beginning, we struggled to get the rear end to work, like from an aesthetic point of view. We went through many revisions. Right now, the rear really stands out as something special. I like the side intakes. I like that the car is compact, and we had to do a lot of changes in the front because we had some aerodynamical issues, because the car is capable of 340 kilometers now, and that meant we had to introduce the louvers on the front, and that kind of challenged the cleanness of the car, but we managed to integrate them, I think, in a cool technical way. So it's like, what is your favorite? It's like asking which of your children is your favorite child. It's difficult to say. I think the whole thing matched up very well. Every car is going to be bespoke. We actually contractual when we sign an agreement with the customers on any KALMAR car. State that this is one of a kind. We never make two same color, two same specification interior, and we don't have a configurator where you can tick off different options. The process is much more individual, and we go to the extreme. We have customers that have asked for some special aerodynamical enhancements. With our technical team, we validate that this is possible, and then we create that. So it's not just a matter of color, it's also the stiffness of the bushes in the suspension, spring rates, roll bars, power delivery, how the throttle correlates to how much it opens to the engine. So our customers usually say they feel like car designers when they've been through the process, because it is so bespoke and so individual. We do use sustainable material for the interior also, but also with all surfaces, the seats, the customer gets what they want. We have tried to make the car analog in its appearance, with very few switches and no navigation, no big screen there, because it, for me, so quickly goes out of fashion. We have our dashboard is a mix of analog and LCD to compress all the necessary information for the drivers. It's not just a body kit stock on a 992. There's so much got into it. If we start with the front, it's a double wishbone push rod suspension. We had to go with push rod because we go with a four-wheel drive option also. The shock absorbers are extremely sophisticated with adaptive valving. We have adjustable ride height. We have front axle lift system. The gearbox, we control ourselves with how we distribute the power, so it's aligned to the weight distribution. On the engine, we have our own intake system, our own turbos, our own exhaust, which are created together with an amazing team of companies that has supported us in the development. And last but not least, I would say, are the brakes. With a small partner, we have created what I believe, and I only believe, it's an industry first with 3D printed titanium calipers, which are superior in weight, strength, and airflow. It is, as I say, not just a body kit, it is a ground up development.